excited because there is so much to be able to see. Now, in order to have the best trip possible, you have to take the time to make sure you pack well. And Mike and I can attest to that when you're traveling in the month of March, it's really important to think through your packing. It's a totally different deal traveling in March compared to traveling in June. Now, again, we said when we were coming up here, oh, they have a lot more snow up here than we do. And we got dumped on last weekend. More to come tomorrow. It's possible. It's possible it could snow on us when we're out there. Last year, I traveled in the middle of March and DC shut down one day because they got like 3 flakes of snow. They don't know how to handle it. We, of course, we do, but there's a lot of other people out there that don't, so we have to be kind of careful about that. So when you're packing, it's really important to be thinking about all of the elements of weather. You'll have a better trip if you remember your gloves, for instance. Now, this packet right here gives you lots of details about how to include things in your cooler, what goes in your small bag that's going to go on the motor coach, what goes underneath. We're going to go through those things, but what I'm going to tell you is the last page is the best because we've given you the list of everything that needs to go in which place. Your big suitcase, your carry-on, and what you're going to carry off the motor coach. So those are the things that we're going to talk about. We kind of talked about a lot of these things already. The main thing is we are going to be doing some walking, good walking shoes. I've been criticized that my boots are not good walking shoes. They feel good on my feet, I'm all right with it, okay? But I'm not going to be wearing my 4-inch heels. I'd like to, but I'm not, because we're going to be doing a lot of walking.
Raise your hands. How many athletes? Raise your hands. So just a challenge. If this fat old man can walk fast enough for you to not be able to keep up with us, you have a problem. We're going to walk a lot. How far is a marathon? Any of you ever run a marathon? I've obviously never ran a marathon. It's about 23 plus miles. Yeah, is that right? Anyway, we will walk more than that. We walk on an average probably about 8 miles a day. So if you're not in the habit of walking, highly recommend that you start walking. And also break in your shoes. Don't bring a brand new pair of shoes and think you're going to be walking in those because you're going to have blisters everywhere.
So find your suitcase, get it out ahead of time. We say these things for a reason, okay? Teacher, I know how this all works. Mother of 2 boys that think they can pack in 5 minutes. That's not the way this works for a whole entire week. So find that suitcase, get it out, start thinking about your clothing, do your laundry ahead of time. There is nothing worse than trying to wait for that darn t-shirt that you wanted to take with you dry, and it's 2 a.m. So be thinking about those things ahead of time. Talk to your roommates that you're gonna have. Figure out some type of a system to give each other a call so that you get up in the morning and you make it here to school so that you're here ready for the bus. Do some of that last minute shopping now, not the night before, okay? We just don't live close to all those places where we can just run across the street and get what we need. So be thinking about those things now.
One of the #1 questions that we get asked is, what size of suitcase can you bring? So who's the shortest, smallest girl in the class? All right. Who would guess they're one of the smaller? Whoever it is, guaranteed she's going to bring the biggest suitcase there is.
Oh, yeah.
And then the biggest strap in the sky is going to show up with a paper bag with this clothing. As long as you can carry the suitcase, it doesn't matter. You can bring whatever size suitcase that you want. So just keep that in mind. You are given luggage tags. On those luggage tags, I want you to put your first initial and your last name only. no address, no phone number. We don't want weird people to figure out how to get a hold of you. So we're not going to give them that information. Just your first initial and your last name only. One of those luggage tags is going to go on that big suitcase you're going to bring. And then the other one is going to go on the carry-on bag that you're going to have with you in the motor coach, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. You also will bring a garment bag. A garment bag is something that you're going to put your nice clothes in, and you're going to share that garment bag with your 3 other roommates. So you're going to conserve space. Those garment bags will stay on the motor coach until we get into DC. We have extra luggage tags that are here that you can pick up once you know who your roommates are, and one person only can have the luggage tag for that room. Now let's talk about dress-up nights. I always get the question, how dressy do you dress up? So guys, listen to me very carefully. These young women are going to be looking fine. You don't want to be looking like some hasty plowboy just getting home from chores. Dress pants, a dress shirt with a collar, and maybe even a tie. Now y'all do that for sports events, I know y'all do. So this isn't asking you something that's unreasonable. We do not want you going out spending a lot of money on this. That isn't what it's about. But parents, why we do this is because if you look good, your behavior is going to follow. Always, we get a 6 No. So, Amanda and I are in the theater, and we're getting right before the play, and all of a sudden there's going to be somebody behind us, and they're going to tap, tap, tap on her shoulder, and they're going to say, "Are these your students?" And we're like, "Oh no, what did they do now?" Right? No. What they're going to say is that we have never seen students behave as well as the students that you have with you tonight behave. Good. Hands down, always. I want you to remember that you are representing your school, your town, and your state of Minnesota. Again, you dress good, you act good. That's just as simple as it is. Again, it's not about putting on the dog and spending a lot of money, but look nice. Any questions about that? I would say tennis shoes, preferably not. You have to, I get it. Again, dress pants, no jeans. This is a dress-up event. We don't get a chance to do that anymore. It's kind of fun to have an opportunity to do that. I actually get 2 opportunities. So it's well worth it. All right.
Yep, last thing on this slide before we move on is purchase your food or snacks ahead of time, especially for that day 1. I was visiting with Mike on the way. I said, I want to remember to tell them that, like, if you need lifesavers or maybe you need some cough drops or gum, mints, whatever, it's a lot cheaper to buy it back here at home in Minnesota and Iowa than it is out in DC. Just like anything else, prices are inflated out there. And if you have to spend your money buying some mints that you could have brought from here, it's just much better. So think about those things ahead of time too, kind of be prepared. You want to make sure that you're getting a really, really good night's sleep that first night. Yes, we stay in a hotel every night and we get sleep, but I can guarantee you adults, it's not going to be as much as you wish you were getting. The other thing,
I want to talk about one thing. I'll interject.
Go ahead.
Y'all, I want you to shower. I know that some 8th grade boys aren't so good about that. Yes. Smell good if you don't shower. So please shower on a regular basis. Daily would be great. Thank you.
It's a rule. We can say that, we can get by with it. That showers are required. That motor coach, okay, nice, spacious seating, but it can get very small. Okay, so just be thinking about that ahead of time. Somebody needs to be in charge of the alarm for your room. Maybe it's all 4 of you. When we're up here at the top and we're talking about your cell phones, yes, you need your charger and all those things. There are times when we'll say, we need your cell phone out because we need to set up your remind. That's our way of communicating with you to give you the times that the bus opens, that you need to be ready to go. We're getting changing our clothes. We're gonna be back and ready to go for supper at this time. We'll give you all that information there. So it's really important, but there are also times when we're gonna say, we don't want you on your cell phones right now. The people back home in Minnesota don't care what you're doing. We are engaged and on the bus, and we are learning things and having fun. And you know, that chap snap thing that you're doing, because you know that's what it is, right? One snap and a whole bunch of chat. Okay, they don't care after a while. You know, we're spending our time doing that. So just try to be thinking about that as we go. The other thing is, how are we gonna hang on to that cell phone the entire trip and not lose it? Kind of expensive, kind of like maybe feeling a little cold sweat. Well, I'm here to tell you testimonial that it is not fun when you can't find your phone. And when you're in the Air and Space Museum and you're going out to meet your motor coach and your bus that you're in charge of, and you realize that you don't have your cell phone, it is not fun. Fortunately for me, and this probably doesn't happen, I have a good ending. The nice gentleman at the courtesy counter who gave me a lot of hassle first. What's it look like? Okay, what's it look like? Well, anyway, long story short, someone turned it in, and I got my phone back, and I didn't have to tell Mike that I don't have my phone anymore. I got to say, you're not gonna believe what I just did. But the testimony is, you've gotta hang on to your phone.